Krishna, welcome to all devotees. Now we start today's Bhagavatam class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Jayavana Devim Saram Tatajayam Udiret Parinitem Uttama Shlokatam Canto first chapter 6 Shloka 9 and 10.
धर्मस्य हि आपवर्गस्य न अर्थयोपकल्पते न अर्थस्य धर्मैकान्तस्य कामः लाभाय हि स्मृतः कामस्य न इन्द्रियप्रीतिः लाभ जीवेत यावता जीवस्य तत्त्वजिज्ञासा
जीवस्य जिज्ञासा
न अर्थयः च इह कर्मभिः
धर्मस्य हि अपवर्गस्य न अर्थः अर्थाय उपकल्पते न अर्थस्य धर्म एकान्तस्य कामः लाभाय हि स्मृतः कामस्य न इन्द्रिय प्रीतिः लाभः जीवेत यावता जीवस्य तत्त्वजिज्ञासा न अर्थः च इह कर्मभिः please recite
धर्मस्य हि अपवर्गस्य न अर्थाय उपकल्पते न अर्थस्य धर्म एकान्तस्य कामः लाभाय हि स्मृतः कामस्य न इन्द्रिय प्रीति लाभः जीवेत यावता जीवस्य तत्त्वजिज्ञासा न अर्थ यः च इह कर्मभिः.
very nice. माला सरकार माताजी ग्रेड
हरे कृष्ण.
नमस्ते.
बोलिए माताजी.
धर्मस्य या āpavargyasya नाथो अर्था हो कल्पते नार्थस्य धर्मैकान्तस्य कामो लाभः हि स्मृतः कामस्य न इन्द्रियो प्रीति लभो जीवति यावता जीवस्य तत्त्वजिज्ञासा नार्थै यो चेह कर्मभिः.
श्रीधर प्रभु जी रिसाइट. हरे कृष्णा. पूनम माताजी प्लीज रिसाइट.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
in taking your name, please one by one. After as first completed, the second instantly continue.
ओके माताजी. धर्मस्य हे अपवर्गस्य नार्थो अर्थयोपकल्पते नार्थस्य धर्मे कान्तस्य कामो लाभाय हि स्मृतः कामसनेन्द्रिय प्रीतिर्लाभो जीवेत यावता जीवस्य तत्व जिज्ञासा नार्थो यश चेह कर्म भी।
Very nice. Punam Mataji.
Mataji, I have already done.
Yeah,
Who
Sridhar
is
Prabhuji.
remaining?
Sridhar
Karpagoli
Prabhuji.
Mataji, please recite.
Shall I? Sridhar Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji, you continue. Sridhar Prabhuji, you say.
Okay. Dharmasya hi āpavargyasya nartortayotpakalpade nartasya dharmaikantasya kamo labhaya hi smritaha kamasya pritirlabho jivete yavata jivasya tattva jigyasa nartau yacheha karma bhi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Just a
Krishna.
second. Just a second, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Sridhar Prabhuji.
Dharmasya
Sridhar
hi
Prabhuji.
1
āpavargyasya
minute,
Yes,
Mataji.
narto.
Yes.
Yes,
1
Prabhu.
minute.
Yeah,
Stop.
Mataji, just a second. Prabhuji, my name is Sachin, right? How would
Yes,
it look
Prabhu.
like if someone says my name is Chin? Would it be right?
Not correct.
Exactly. That is exactly what is happening. Like it was na indriya priti labha. So it is na
Kamasya na
indriya.
indriya
Na indriya
pratirlabho
priti labha. But when you are speaking, you are saying
kamasya
indriya priti. Na is very
kamasya na
important word
indriya
there.
pratirlabho.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yes. Na,
Kamasya na indriya
Last,
na indriya priti
last,
labha.
only yes, Prabhuji. Last we read, and then you all observe how we read, and then you
Because
understand that
small
text.
small words are very important in Sanskrit.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes, Karpagavali Mataji. No, Prabhuji, it's not sorry. I just wanted to highlight.
No,
Because
I should
this is
correct
what
my
the
mistake,
intention.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
this is what our
Now
intention is in
I
these
understood
classes.
this.
Yeah.
Synonymous, I have said kamasya na indriya pratirlabho jivede yavata
Yavata.
jivasya
Pratir
tattva
priti
jigyasa
hi labha.
jivede yavato pratirlabho jiveta
Pratir
yavata
nahi, Prabhuji. Priti hi labha.
pratirlabho
Pritir nahi. Priti hi labha.
pritihi. Okay, ma.
It's okay. Okay. Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Karpagavali Mataji.
धर्मस्य हि अपवर्गस्य न अर्थो अर्थयुपकल्पते न अर्थस्य धर्माय कान्तस्य कामो लाभाय हि स्मृतः कामस्य न इन्द्रियप्रीतिः लाभो जीवस्य यावता जीवस्य तत्त्वजिज्ञासा न अर्थो यस्यः कर्मभिः.
Okay. Now
There
here
is
the
no
last yacheha, na, it's actually 3 words. Yah, cha, iha.
iha.
So these 3 words have been made together. So in Sanskrit, what happens generally, you combine the words. But when you are reading, if you don't break them up and read, the meaning will not be proper. Yah, cha, iha. Yah, this, cha, and iha, here. So that we'll be seeing in when we see the word-to-word translation. Anyone else who is remaining to recite?
You yourself.
No, I have recited, Mataji. I think Mrunmay is remaining.
Mrunmay is coming.
Yeah, Mrunmay, you
Yes.
can repeat.
Yes, sir. धर्मस्य ह्ययापवर्गस्य नार्थोऽर्थायोपकल्पते नार्थस्य धर्मैकान्तस्य कामो लाभाय हि स्मृतः कामस्य नेन्द्रियप्रीतिर्लाभो जीवेत यावता जीवस्य तत्त्वजिज्ञासा नार्थो यश्चेह कर्मभिः.
आता
Very
नीट
good.
ऐकून घे सगळेजण. धर्मस्य हया नाहीये, ही अपवर्गस्य न अर्थ अर्थाय उपकल्पते न अर्थस्य धर्म एकांतस्य कामः लाभाय हि स्मृतः कामस्य न इंद्रिय प्रीतिः लाभः जीवेत यावता जीवस्य तत्व जिज्ञासा न अर्थः यः च इह कर्मभिः. Word to word meaning. Dharmasya occupational engagement. He certainly apavargasya ultimate liberation. No, not artha end. arthaya for material gain. Upakalpate is meant for no neither arthasya of material gain. Dharma eka antasya for one who is engaged in the ultimate occupational service. Kama sense gratification. Labhaya attainment of. He exactly smrutah is described by the great sages. Kamasya of desires, no, not. Indriya, senses, pritihi, satisfaction, labha, gain, jiveta, self preservation, yavata, so much so, jivasya, of the living being, tattva, the absolute truth, jigyasa, inquiries, no, not, artha, and ya, cha, iha, whatsoever else, karma bhi, by occupational activities. Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All occupational engagement are certainly meant for ultimate liberation. They should never be performed for material gain. Furthermore, according to sages, one who is engaged in the ultimate occupational service should never use material gain to cultivate sense gratification. Life's desire should never be directed towards sense gratification. One should desire only a healthy life or self-preservation, since a human being is meant for inquiry about the absolute truth. Nothing else should be the goal of one's work. Purport by the Srila Prabhupada. We have already discussed that pure devotional service to the Lord is automatically followed by perfect knowledge and detachment from material existence. But there are others who consider that all kinds of different occupational engagement, including those of religion, are meant for a material gain. The general tendency of any ordinary man in any part of the world is to gain some material profit in exchange for religious or any other occupational service. Even in the Vedic literatures, for all sorts of religious performances, an allurement of material gain is offered, and most people are attracted by such allurements or blessing of religiosity. Why are such so-called men of religious allured by material gain? Because material gain can enable one to fulfill desires, which in turn satisfy sense gratification. This cycle of occupational engagement includes so-called religiosity, followed by material gain, and material gain followed by fulfillment and of desires. Sense gratification is the general way for all sorts of fully occupied men. But in the statement of Sutta Goswami, as per the verdict of Śrīmad Bhagavatam, this is nullified by the present shloka. One should not engage himself in any sort of occupational service for material gain only, nor should material gain be utilized for sense gratification. How material gain should be utilized as described as follows. The completely bewildered material civilization is wrongly directed toward the fulfillment of desires and sense gratification. In such civilization, in all spheres of life, the ultimate end is sense gratification. In politics, social service, altruism, philanthropy, and ultimately in religion or even in salvation, the very same tint of the sense gratification is ever increasingly predominant. In the political field, the leaders of men fight with one another to fulfill their personal sense gratification. The voters adore the so-called leaders only when they promise sense gratification. As soon as the voters are dissatisfied in their own sense satisfaction, they dethrone the leaders. The leaders must always disappoint the voters by not satisfying their senses. The same is applicable in all other fields. No one is serious about the problems of life. Even those who are on the path of salvation desire to become one with the absolute truth and desire to commit spiritual suicide. But the Bhagavatam says that one should not live for sense gratification. One should satisfy the senses only in so much as required for perseveration and not for sense gratification, because the body is made of senses. which also require a certain amount of satisfaction. There are regulative directions for satisfaction of such senses, but the senses are not meant for unrestricted enjoyment. For example, marriage or the combination of a man with a woman is necessary for progeny, but it is not meant for sense enjoyment. In the absence of voluntary restraint, there is propaganda for family planning, but foolish men do not know that family planning is automatically executed as soon as there is search after the absolute truth. Seekers of the absolute truth are never allured by unnecessary engagement in sense gratification, because the serious students seeking the absolute truth are always overwhelmed with the work of researching the truth in every sphere of life. Therefore, the ultimate end must be seeking after the absolute truth, and that sort of engagement will make one happy, because he will be less engaged in varieties of sense gratification. And what that absolute truth is explained as follows. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुक्तपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवान् च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देव श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच. नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने. नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. These two shlokas are very important of this chapter, and Prabhuji will told how that important. What is pavarga? What is apavarga? Those are a detail Prabhuji tell you. Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. So, here we are talking about a very important aspect in these particular two shlokas, because we are understanding basics of what Prabhupada ji is speaking in this particular two shlokas. So if you see, it's about what is the aim of life. So that aim of life is something which is explained here in this shloka. Dharmasya hi āpavargyasya. The human life begins when we accept religion. That is beginning. And the difference also is the same thing between our life and say a dog's life. That we are following religion and dog is not. So, Shastra generally speak about, if you go into the 5th canto, there will be a shloka, ayaṁ, deha. Ṛṣabhadeva nayam deha bhajam triloke kashtan kama hetah vibhunjaye tapodevyam putrakayena sattvam shuddheta asmad brahma saukyam tvantam. So Lord Ṛṣabhadeva tells his sons, my dear boys, of all the living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stool. One should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activity, one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, he attains eternal, blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. Brahma Saukyam Tvat Anantam. So this is what the Shastra is talking about. Because finally, this body that we are getting is on account of our infection with the three modes of material nature. And this Krishna has clearly declared in Bhagavad Gita 3.27. Prakrite kriya manani gunah karmani sarvasha ahankar vimudatma karta aham iti manyate. So Krishna says that the spiritual soul, bewildered by the influence of the false ego, thinks himself to be the doer of activities that are in actually carried out by the three modes of material nature. So this is a very important aspect, that our life is not this body. The objective, the aim of life is dharma. But the moment we get entangled into this material nature, we forget everything. Once Indra did an offense, and so he was cursed. He became a hog, and then he was staying on this planet. Hog is a pig, those who eat stool. Now Brahmaji thought that in the absence of Indra, the kingdom of heaven is not managed nicely. So let me go and bring him back again. So he goes there and tells Hog, come with me. So the Hog answers, that is Indra says, where? So he says, to the heaven. So the Hog answers him, no, I cannot go. I have got my responsibility. I have got my family. I have my kids. I have got this food. I cannot go. So this is the position. Everyone feels that they are happy or would become happy. This is called Maya's influence. Because unless the hog would have felt happy, he would not have continued to live in the abominable life. This whole thing that we see is Prakshapatmika Shakti, that is covering. And it is because of this that we forget what the real objective aim of our life is. Now, why do we forget? Because death. Death means forgetting everything of the past life. That's all. Like at night, when we dream, we accept another body and we forget this body. And in the daytime, we forget the night dream body and accept this body. This we experience daily, almost all of us. So similarly, death means forgetting the past life. Otherwise, there was a past life. It is a fact. But just like we have forgotten our daily night body in the daytime, or the day body at night time in dream, similarly, we are changing our body according to the infection of the three modes of material nature, the qualities of the material nature. And that is how we get entangled in the material world. And that forgetfulness is something which needs to be avoided, is what this shloka is all about. This shloka is about understanding dharma. Dharma means to understand the relationship with God. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavata pranitam. So just like a good citizen means one who knows the relationship with the state, and bad citizen means one who does not care for the laws of the state. So he is a criminal and he will be put into prison house. So similarly, the living entities, we are all part and parcel of God. But when we are not ready or prepared to abide by the laws of God, we are put into this material world, which acts as a prison house for our correction. And that is why we are always in the pavarga. This shloka talks about āpavarga. So apavarga and pavarga. So the material life is pavarga. Pavarga means pa, fa, ba, bha, ma. 5 things. Pa means parishram, labor, hard labor. This whole material world, we have to keep on working. And because of this so severe work, many a times there is foam which will come out of the mouth. So that is fena, foam. But what is all this for? It's all useless, vyarthata. Ba is vyarthata, baffledness. And in spite of that, you are always under bha, that is bhaya, fearful. What will happen next? What will happen tomorrow? What would I be doing next? And we keep on under this bhaya till the time we face ma, that is mrityu or marana. This whole material life is pavarga. So what is being asked here to go for āpavarga. That is opposite of this. So what it means is we have to nullify this pavarga business. We have to nullify this hard work, this labor, this running after everything, being in useless working activities, always having fearful of what next, and thinking about death. So here it is said, dharmasya hi āpavargyasya. So religion means how to get out of this pavarga. That is dharma. So therefore, dharma means to abide by the laws of the God, so that we can get our entanglement out of the pavarga. Additionally, here we are talking about dharmasya na arthasya. Arthasya is money, money which we get. Now, this is not meant ideally for sense gratification. Dharma ekantasya. Actually, who is religious, who is interested in religion, for him, the economic development or getting money is never for sense gratification. It is for satisfaction of Krishna. But then we have got demands of our body. What to do? So there it is mentioned, kamasya na indriya pritihi. You can get the supply of necessities for your senses as much as you require, which is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Yuktahar viharasya yoga bhavati siddhihi. But then it has to be limited. It should not be unlimited, that okay, I like this rasgullas, so I'll eat rasgullas. No. I like iskon bullets, so I'll keep on eating gulab jamuns. No. Again, what is to be eaten, what is to be taken is clearly mentioned by Krishna. Like Krishna says, patram pushpam phalam toyam yovi bhaktya prayachati. And that is why we are preparing so many nice foodstuffs with this patram pushpam phalam toyam. Hundreds of preparations. You offer to Krishna and then take prasadam. That is all right. But human life is not made for sense gratification, to eat something which is not prasad. Our food is Krishna prasadam. So we do not go down to restaurant. And that is tapasya. So we are not stopping eating, but we are not eating which is not Krishna prasadam. That is Krishna consciousness. So the distinction between karma and bhakti is this. Karma is sense gratification and bhakti is satisfying the Lord. Both are same things, but there is a difference between a bhakta and a karmi. Karmi tries to satisfy his own senses and bhakta is satisfying Krishna's senses. There is sense gratification, but it is for Krishna. Sarvapadi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate is what we are always reading. So bhakta sees that everything belongs to Krishna. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Therefore, whatever Krishna gives us, just like a master allots something to a servant, we enjoy this. That is prasadam. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanihi asya upajo. That is the life. So we have to understand these things which have been mentioned in the Shastras. And once we start understanding this, then we will not end up doing same things again and again. Punha punha charvita charvana. We will know that the real business is how to get out of the entanglement of pavarga, which is repetition of death, birth, old age, disease. We have to get out of it. It is not science. There is no education which can teach us. This can be only learned through Bhagavatam, through Bhagavad Gita. And that is why it is important that we take it seriously, we learn it scientifically and make our life successful. Hare Krishna. Thank you.